Hi guys, welcome back to my channel for another interesting video which we are creating today, and the topic will be again a very interesting topic. We are going to start our new module with regression analysis. Okay, so already we have covered with basic statistics and hypothesis testings, uh, and some of the basic topics like related to R and Python, so basic codes and how to download the softwares, etc., etc., right? So before beginning today, for those who are attending this or watching my video for the first time, okay, this is my introduction. My name is Pranav Gandhi. I work as a trainer and consultant, and my total industry experience is 22 years. On the left of it, you can see these are the various domains in which I have worked for all these 22 years. In the center, you can see some of my academic certifications and credentials are given over there. And at the bottom, you can see all my contact details. So I have given my LinkedIn account, uh, my email ID for communication, then this is my Facebook page, right? If you are interested, you can get in touch with me through Facebook page or LinkedIn also, and these are my contact details, right? So you can directly even WhatsApp me. So let's begin with today's interesting topic, and that is we are going to see what is regression, right? So let me, yeah. So we are going to see what is regression analysis and what are their types. So there are a lot of types of regression models which we can write while doing the programming. Those who are having started learning data science and maybe have already begun with some ideas and some basic level online reading, or maybe some of you are having these subjects in the academics or something like that. Okay, so for them, yeah, obviously, for them as well, and for even those who have learnt it before completely, or maybe intermediate level, okay, for them also, okay, this entire module is going to be very, very interesting. In fact, I am going to make it very interesting, right? So let us understand first what are the different types of regressions we are having, and I am going to show you in the coming episodes and coming lectures, coming sessions, okay, and then we will try to understand what is regression analysis. So we are going to discuss on linear regression, logistic regression, multinomial regression, ordinal regression. So there is polynomial regression, then there is quantile regression, then there is, yeah, so sorry for the disturbance. Yes, so we are going to see polynomial regression, quantile regression, ridge regression, lasso, elastic net regression, principal component regression, partial least square regression, support vector regression, Poisson regression, negative binomial. Then there is quasi-Poisson. Then there is quasi-Poisson. Then Cox regression and Tobit regression, right? So there are total 15 to 18 different types of regression models which we can write. Okay, so slowly and steadily we will build up upon all these model buildings, right? And of course, these are some of the advanced level regression models. Okay, so one by one we will look into each and every model, and of course with a case study I'm going to show you how to write these models by taking an example, by taking a case study, right? So let us first understand what is regression. Okay, so maybe some of you, as I said earlier, know about it. Okay, so basically what we are doing over here is there are three types of uh, analysis which we can do, right? One is called as predictive analysis, then there is a descriptive analysis, and then there is prescriptive analysis. Most of the organizations are okay with this till now. Many of them are already doing this for so many years. But this is something new which the organizations are looking for. And when it comes to the predictive modeling, we need all these machine learning algorithms. So there are a lot of different types of algorithms. So there are regression techniques, there are classification techniques and whatnot. Okay. So a lot of different types of algorithms are there. One of the type is called as regression analysis. So when it comes to regression analysis, what we are basically talking about is, we are talking about predicting an output based on given my input variables. My input variable and my output variable, if these two things are given to me in my historical data is nothing but the data collected till date by your organization. Okay, whatever data collected. Okay, the data must contain the input variable and output variable. So if in this historical data, if there is a relation between this input variable and output variable, then we can use this relationship to predict the future output. Now one example. If suppose I want to predict, so my output will be always on y axis and my input is on x axis. Now if suppose the weight is given to me and my output variable is height, right? So this is HEIGHT, height, and this is weight. So what do you think, is there a relationship between this weight and this height? Yes, there is a relationship, because for this weight, maybe this is the height. As my weight increases, my height has to increase. Again, for this weight, maybe this is an height. For this weight, maybe this is an height. For this weight, maybe this is an height. So if I plot the dots over here, then I will get something like this. The meaning of this is, as my weight is increasing, my height tends to increase. So for any future given weight, or maybe the weight, if I want to predict for this weight, if I want to predict for this weight, the point definitely will lie somewhere here. The point definitely will lie somewhere here, because when we try to find out the relationship between x and y, so there is some maths involved over here, right? So how much increase in x is giving me how much increase in y is what I am trying to find out. And once I get that equation, that maybe y is equal to, as we say, suppose this is, I am talking about linear regression now in case, then I am talking about equation of line. So equation of line is nothing but mx plus c. So in this, from this graph, you can get this m, which is called as slope, C is nothing but my y-intercept, which is over here. So if I have this, and even if I have this, I mean, for which I want to predict this, right? So for this x, what will be the y? If I have m and c, I can simply execute this equation and find out the y. So what happened over here is, there has to be a relationship between y and x, and this relationship is also called as correlation. Why correlation? Because if you see, if I want to find out height from weight, then height is my output variable over here and weight is my input variable over here. And when I am talking about correlation, meaning I am basically talking about mutual relationship. So if weight is increasing, height is increasing. If I plot it in this way, if my weight becomes my output variable and my height becomes my input variable, then also I am getting the same equation. As my height is increasing, my weight is increasing, which means there is a correlation between height and weight. So if I have such input variables with me, then there is a possibility that I may go out and predict the output variable, right? So basically what we are talking about is, whenever I want to do the regression analysis, I regress x and y with each other, or I regress rather y on x. Okay, so y is my output variable. If there is a relationship between output variable and input variable, then I can definitely use this input variable to predict the output variable. And this is called regression analysis. Now the question arises is, height and weight was a simple example, right? Can my height is only depend on my weight? No, right? It also depends probably on my exercise. It like cycling or something. It also depends on my genetics, like what is the height of my dad, what is the height of my mom, right? So two different input variables I can add. So in this case, to predict height, I can use weight, my exercise, my mom's height, my dad's height, and so on, blah blah blah. So I can have multiple input variables as well, right? And when I am talking about relationship, then I am not only talking about when something is increasing, something has to increase. So I am not saying that the predictive modeling can be done only when the relationship is like this. No, if the relationship is like this, then also we can write a predictive model, right? When x is increasing, y is decreasing. Or I may have a relationship something like this. Okay, so initially when x was steady and slowly it is increasing, and as x increases, what happened? Y also initially increasing fast, but then it has become steady. That is also linear, that is also a relationship. Or I may have something like this. Or I may have something like this. Or I may have something like this. Right? So any type of relationship, if I am able to find between x and y, I can write my equations accordingly. Suppose in such case, I may go for exponential modeling. Right? I may go for equation of curve. I may go for polynomial models. I may go for quadratic model. I may go for some other transformative models. Right? But the thing is that what I must want to find out is what is the best description as far as correlation is concerned between y and x and number of x. And when I want to find out this, I do regression analysis. Now, the first type and very basic type of linear regression modeling or regression analysis is linear regression model, which every data science enthusiast or data scientist or those who want to write regression modeling or something like that, or predictive modeling, must have a knowledge about it. And this is very, very basic level model, linear regression, which I have just explained in brief, but we will discuss it. And this is the first level of modeling. Of course, there are not labels, but as far as understanding purpose, it is very easy to understand. Then there will be logistic regression we will discuss. Then we will discuss multinomial and ordinal, and then we will discuss all this higher level or advanced level regression models. So when it comes to linear regression, number one thing is my output has to be continuous. Now what is continuous? Continuous data type. My output must have a continuous data type. Now for those who don't know the data types and all, I have already created the video, you can go and watch that. Right? Second condition is I may have x as a discrete or continuous, as far as data type is concerned. But if the x is discrete, then I have to convert it into dummy variables. So converting it into dummy variables, meaning x discrete means, suppose as we have discussed that maybe in that height and weight example, the exercise column was there. So exercise column, in that I may have cycling, long jumping, pull-ups, and like that. So these are types of exercise. Maybe there are 5 to 6 different exercise types which does help increase in height or something like that. Exercise related domain, whoever is expert in that can understand it. But for layman's understanding, okay, there are certain exercises which can help us to increase the height. Now this is a discrete variable, but in my data set where I wanted to predict the height, as output variable. I had weight as input 1. I had exercise as input 2. I had mom's weight, mom's height as input 3, and I had dad's height as input 4. And I may have many other variables as well. Now what happened over here is, weight is a continuous variable, height is again, mom's height is continuous variable, this is continuous variable, my output is of course continuous variable, so I can go for linear regression. But then I need to convert this particular column, that is exercise column, into dummy variable, which is nothing but creating whatever different categories I am having, those many columns I will create, right? Maybe cycling, then long jumping, pull-ups, okay, and I will simply assign zeros and ones to it depending upon where cycling is available in the data. I will mention it either 1 or 0, but let us go for 1, and all others will carry the 0. Where jumping is present in the data, I will put it 1 over there, and all others will be 0 then. Okay, so this is how we create the dummy variable. So once we create the dummy variable, the third step will be, okay, let me continue with this. So these are the linear regressions prerequisite, what we can say, right? Output variable has to be continuous. X can be discrete or continuous. If discrete, then we have to convert it into dummy variable. And then, depending upon number of x's, I'll go for either simple linear regression or multiple linear regression. So this one will be applied when I have only one input, when input variable is only 1, and when I will have inputs are multiple, then I will go for multiple linear regression. These are the basics of so far to understand what is linear regression. Now in depth we are going to discuss all this with a case study and all detailed information about linear regression, like how to find out the relationship between the variables by plotting the scatter plots, then how to check the correlation values, right, which is also called as correlation coefficient, okay, then what is R square, and there are a lot of different parameters, how to write an equation, what type of equation should be used when the different types of relationships are there, etc., etc. So all detailed discussion on linear regression will be done. Now let us come to logistic regression. So here the thing is, the condition is output has to be discrete binary. This is important over here. When I say discrete binary, means there are only two options possible in the output. So in my historical data, if output, and I may have again input, single input, or I may have multiple inputs, right? And if suppose my output variable is to predict whether the person is female or male, or maybe something like maybe the boy is or girl is or whatever, student is pass or fail, okay. So I may have a data something like this, and there are marks for different subjects, right? So this may be my numerical values, but this is my binary values. Output has only two options, right? So whenever my output variable is a discrete binary, I will go for logistic regression. Secondly, again here my x can be, x means I am talking about inputs. X means input variables. Inputs can be discrete or continuous. No, again if it is discrete, then I have to convert it into dummy variables. Now someone may ask that why it is always you have to convert it into dummy variables. So the reason for that is regression don't understand the text values. It only understands the numerical values. Right? So when you convert it into zeros and ones, they become numerical values, and then it will help us to find out the relationship between the two different values. Right? Then of course in logistic regression, because there are only two options possible, okay, we get a curve which is also called as sigmoid curve. Okay, so we get something like this because there is either 0 or 1, so your curve will lie like this. Okay, so here is your 1 and here is your 0. And the fourth thing is what we get as an output over here is, so the output given by logistic regression is in probabilities. Right? So we try to understand this in detail. When we get the output in probabilities, how to convert it into real output which is expected by the business problem. Right? So the equation or the model will give me the output in probabilities. Then I have to convert these probabilities into the real output which is expected by my business problem. So these are some of the prerequisites of logistic regression. Now what is multinomial regression? So it is an advanced version, you can say, or extension also you can use the word, extension to logistic regression. Meaning again I am going to get probabilities as an output, and again I am going to convert these probabilities into the real outputs which is expected by my business problem. The only thing is over here is that there my output in logistic regression was binary discrete. Here the output variable has to be categorical, meaning I may have multiple categories in the output. So maybe my output variable can be predict the color. Okay, so in historical data I may have blue, green, yellow and orange. So out of these 4 colors I have to predict. for any given input and depends on the business problem. So we are going to take a case study, so you will understand, okay, how to do it. So when I'm having a multiple outputs over here and those outputs are discrete categorical variable, okay, categorical discrete. Whenever my output variable is categorical discrete, I'll go for multinomial regression. But one condition is over here that they should not have the order to it. If they have order to it, I'll go for ordinal regression, where it allows me to do the modeling for natural ordering. So it is again similar type of regression. The difference between this and this is, here I may have color as an output, like blue, green, yellow, orange, or I may have something like types of cars. So maybe sedan, hatchback, XUV, something like MUV, whatever. I don't know much of the models, but then there are types of cars, right? So there is no natural order to it, or maybe mode of transport. So maybe rail is one transport mode, by road is one transport mode, by air is one transport mode, by sea is one transport mode, and there is again no natural order to it. But if I say something like reservations, and there is first class, second class, then what is that, sleeper coach, then there is 3-tier, 2-tier, like that. So there is a natural order to it, or maybe your organizational hierarchy. So there is a CEO, there is a manager, there is a supervisor, right? There is maybe labor. So there is a natural order to it. So whenever I am having a natural order in my output variable, okay, all these given over here are all I am talking about output variables. So my different regression models, or the model to be chosen to do the prediction, is depend on what type of output variable I am having, right? And for similar type of output variable, there are different models as well, okay? So that's when we get into the discussion of this polynomial regression, quantile regression, ridge, lasso, then elastic net, principal component, partial least square, etc., etc. All this long list is there, okay? So depending upon my business problem, depending upon my output variable, depending upon what type of relationship is there between the input and output variables, I choose which type of regression model should I use, right? So all these advanced level regression models, okay, we will see one by one once we complete with linear regression, logistic regression. So of course in linear regression we are going to see both the examples, okay? So simple linear regression, because I am not, as I said, I am creating these videos slowly and steadily for all those beginners, and then we will, eventually get into the intermediate level, and then we'll start discussing about the advanced level. Okay, so my videos will be in sequence. So anyone who is watching this channel has to start from the basic statistics, then hypothesis, and then they have to come to watch these videos. And of course, once we discuss about linear regression, logistic regression, multinomial, ordinal, then we will one by one we will take polynomial, quantile, and up to the end we can go, right? So that's it guys for the today's session. If you have liked the session, please hit the like button on my YouTube channel. Those who are watching it for the first time and new to the channel, please do subscribe it, because I'm going to come up with a lot of interesting videos. I'm talking it to for all those students as well who has been already trained by me over the past few years, and because some of the topics even they we have also not covered in our when I was working with institute and taught to you. So definitely I'm going to touch upon a lot of different advanced topics, okay, but slowly and steadily we will build up upon that. And of course you can even like my Facebook page to stay connected with me. As usual, I would say connect with me on LinkedIn as well. So anywhere, if I'm posting anything, not only these videos, sometimes I write articles, blogs, and I do post it. Sometimes I share some other interesting articles on my channels, different channels like LinkedIn or Facebook or YouTube I create, right? So the description of all these important links and information about connecting with me will be also given in the description of this video, and you can check it in any of the video for that matter. And of course my WhatsApp number, I have shown it on the first slide, but it is also, I have created one button over there on Facebook channel as well, so you can also get in touch with me through that medium. And I really welcome whatever your suggestions, feedbacks will be there. If you can mention it in the comments of maybe YouTube, LinkedIn or Facebook, then that will be very helpful for me, right? I thank you very much all of you for watching this video. Bye bye, see you, take care.